I'll name this H. But yeah, like I ended up having a rough time with the first one. The second one I had a rough time, but I actually I was actually looking at a guide, I think, a little bit in between, and then I realized that that battle was going to happen. So I was a little bit prepared for the battle. I say a little bit because I wasn't 100% like, because I wasn't 100% like, hey, I got all the Pokeballs I could get a hold of, right? And I was like ready to go. My Pokemon were not of the level that they should have been at that area, I think, or something like that. Or only one of them was, because Umbreon's like the highest level Pokemon I have. It still is at the end of the game. I don't even know how it skyrocketed to be that high. Then when I started looking up like different EV stats, I realized that Umbreon's very bulky. Not at the time though. At the time I didn't even realize Umbreon was a very bulky Pokemon. But I always thought that Umbreon was such a cool looking Pokemon that I always loved to have it on my team. And I always felt sad every time it fainted because of my hubris. Every time I think like, oh yeah, this bite, I think, if I remember correctly, I think Umbreon can learn it. I think he can learn it. In Gen 3. I think you can. Either you can or can't. Oh no, it had Feint Attack. That's right. That's what the move was. Because that was like the only move it had. Then I thought I gave it a different move. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I think Feint Attack was the move that I had. And I was like, Feint Attack, and it would take down like everything and mostly everything else. Then I think for Coliseum, I got to the point in Mount Battle where you're facing, I think it's like level 70 trainers, I think, or something like that. Like, I got pretty far in the Mount Battle area, and I think I got to as far as... Can I find a Trapinch, please? That's not a Trapinch. There you go, we found cloth. I don't even think I can hit this thing with anything. Yeah, let's just use a Pokeball. But yeah, like I ended up using like a lot of crazy things, and I think for that Mount Battle one, I think if I remember correctly, is it 7 or 8? Wait, were they different? Oh, maybe they were different. Hold on. I can see which one it was based off of the Pokemon that they had. Okay, so it's not 7, it might be 8 then. It was pretty late into the thing. Either that or this is not the same encounters that I'm finding here. Oh, wait. Wait. Is that one? Oh, sorry. Trying to look at Pokemon. Oh, is it this one? Oh, do they change the trainer based off of the area that you're in? It's what it looks like. These guys don't even have the Pokemon I'm looking for. I thought 8 might have it too. Because it can't be very early on, though. It's got to be near the late game, because I thought that they were pretty strong. Anyway, the Pokemon were really tough, because I did not know their typings. Maybe it was my battle line. Who knows? And this was like the only one. Okay, it was 9 then. It was like right at the end. Because that level ended up like being very difficult. So what ended up and this is funny though, because a lot of people would probably be like, they would probably like laugh at me if they knew about it. And you might laugh at me too if you want. But I was a kid. I didn't know type matchups all that well. Oh hey, those Go Goggles suit you, but I think they look better on me. Let's decide who they look better on with battle. Sure. So the final trainer led with Credilli and Armaldo. Okay. I had and they're both level. We'll say the average is 58, so we'll say both of them are level 58. Because that's pretty much what his average and his thing is. I have a level 77 Umbreon and a level 50 something odd Raikou. And I think I had like, what was it? I had Meganium. I had Meganium, I had like a decent party, but I can't quite remember what they are without actually booting up my GameCube kind of thing to be able to see what they were. Because I can't quite remember what it was, but it was a really good stack team, and Umbreon was like my ace throughout the entire game, so that's the reason why Umbreon was always in the team. And that's why Umbreon was level 77. Oh, I brought back Espeon. I remember that part. I brought back Espeon because I think later on I realized that that was a mistake to not have Espeon on the team. I want to say I also had Gardevoir as well, but I'm wondering if I'm misremembering. You see what's happening at my side. It's because of the Go Goggles. Yeah, blame the goggles, man. Yeah, brain fainted. There's no way I was gonna salvage that. But yeah, like I ended up having like a really rough time with this fight. I don't think I've ever beaten it. Even when I picked up my GameCube a few years later, I think at this point it might have been a decade ago. So we'll say about 10, 12 years ago, I picked it back up just to see, like, just to do a little bit more of XD Gale of Darkness stuff, and I think I even tried Mount Battle again. I had a little bit more battle experience, but this is, oh, look, a hiker. But I had a little, like I had a little bit more battle experience, and I knew type matchups fairly well. This was around the time where I didn't know that, like, if one type was super effective and the other one was neutral, it would just stay neutral. Or what I would believe it would just be neutral, but anyway. I wasn't an expert at figuring out, like, if you combine, what was it, Rock and Bug? Is that what Armaldo was? Yeah, Rock and Bug, like, what its weaknesses were kind of thing. And, like, I could vaguely kind of tell you, like, oh yeah, like, Dark is, like, neutral. Neutral? I don't remember anymore. But it's such an odd type, though. Yeah, it's neutral. Romaldo was so tough though, and I think that maybe my like maybe the Armaldo was just like very good kitted or something like that in terms of like defenses, and my Umbreon was just has really bad IVs or something like that. I don't know. I'm not blaming it. I'm just blaming it on the fact that like I was just not a very good like Pokemon trainer at that point. And to be fair, these games, I'm having a picnic in the desert. I can always find a trainer so I can enjoy a battle here too. Okay then. Gonna have sand in your food. Anyway. But one of the bad things about these games was the fact that like you can't EV train your Pokemon like quite as effectively as this game, because there is no wild encounters. They sort of fixed this in XD Gale of Darkness, but not to the same degree. Though there's like the wild encounters are more like how do you want to play it? Like if you use the honey tree in BDSP or in the regular Gen 4 games, or use like something that's like you set like a trap kind of thing, not a trap, but you set like a bait kind of thing, and then you wait. You sit there and you wait a few minutes until you get a notification. If I use this game as the basis, like you'll get a notification on your Pokegear that says, "Hey, a Pokemon has been eating the bait you set into one of these 3 locations." I think it has like 3 different locations, and it's like it's set to one of these 3 locations. You better go there and pick up the Pokemon, otherwise it's going to eat all the bait you put there. And depending on how much bait you put there, I think it like the Pokemon will stay there for a longer period of time. That was it. But again, that's all based upon the changes made in XD Gale of Darkness. That's not based off the changes or based off of like Coliseum though. Coliseum doesn't have that. Coliseum has a set number of shadow Pokemon, which are the only Pokemon you can capture. But the thing is that for Coliseum, if you can't catch one, you miss it. There's no way you can get another one. If I remember that correctly. I think it was Coliseum that you couldn't get it back. And one of the core features of Coliseum, and even XD Gale of Darkness, although XD Gale of Darkness is a little bit more lenient on this. Oh, I'm mean? I'm not mean. One of the core features is that like you can trade with your claw fossil. If this fossil is taken, the other will sink into the sand. Take the claw fossil anyway. Would a rock and bug type be helpful? No. Take the root fossil. Yeah. The other fossil disappeared. Like it was nothing. Anyway. But that's kind of like what ended up like... And I had a really fun time with those games though. I remember spending a lot of time doing it. Playing those games. They were really fun. Wearing these go goggles makes me feel like a superhero. Right now nobody can beat me. You say that, but... But I had a really fun time playing those games. It was pretty much where I spent most of my childhood just playing. It was just those games in general. But I gotta say, like, at the end of the day kind of thing, like those games were my childhood. I know, like, I had other GameCube games, but none of them interested me and just as much as Pokemon did. So those were the only 2 that I had. And for Coliseum, well, Coliseum was the first, and then I got stuck, I think, rather quickly. And then I just got sick and tired of just trying to advance through the game kind of thing. It just wasn't that interesting. Maybe that's why my Umbreon was so high levels, because I just kept on doing switch training and all that stuff. I don't know. But I got stuck, and then I don't think I ever restarted. Or if I did, it was like before anything, like before I got a level 55 Nuzleaf kind of thing. But yeah, like I ended up doing a lot of silly things on there, and one of the things that I would definitely like to do for the channel, as I've stated before though, I would love to play those two games.